right, and up next we've got the Rocket Robot on Wheels run by mashystrr. But in the meantime, we have a $123 donation from Michael Taika. Roses are red, memes are not funny. Greetings from Germany, please take my money. That deserves a round of applause, yeah. Always enjoy poetry. $10 from Koneko Ninja. Always cool to fight cancer by watching some sweet speedruns. Also save the animals. A $50 anonymous donation. I lost my dad to breast cancer this past August. And yes, guys, men can get breast cancer too. He was the strongest man in the world. And it's tragic that this disease took him so young. I appreciate what you were all doing here. $50 from CatBoo430. First time catching any GDQ event live and had to donate. Let's kill cancer with all the gamer hype. Thank you. Put this towards the Metroid rotation run. And just in case you weren't aware, that Super Metroid rotation run is where we tilt the screen 90 degrees. Everything is completely tilted. If you want to see a game turn on its side, that's definitely the one to do it. We need $15,000 to make that happen. And right now, we're a little over 3,500, so get those donations in for that if you want to see that. Got a $20 donation from Sophia P. This is the first time I've seen AGDQ live, and it's been amazing. You guys have made my snow days much better. Good luck with all the games, and please save the animals. Got a $100 donation from Squatched. Just had cancer show up in my family. My mother is currently recovering from surgery to remove it. She's having a rough time. Thanks for helping out such a great cause that affects so many lives. On a lighter note, I loved having GDQ on in the background at work for the first time last year. Looking forward to this week this year and getting exposed to new games and learning things about those that I love. Announcer's choice for allocation, although I'm betting it's going to Super Metroid Rotated. You would be absolutely correct in that one. We have a $250 donation from Warwick that doesn't have a message attached, but we appreciate your donation nonetheless. A $5 donation from Synchronized Rapture, another GDQ, and I'm stoked to be able to watch it at work this year. The donation is going towards the Sonic Adventure 2 Hero Mode run, because I want to see Hero Mode played the way it's supposed to be played, fast. A $200 donation from Palpable Defeat. Been following these events for years, but have never had the ability to afford to donate. But this year I was determined to help out. $15 from Tripod GG, longtime viewer, first time donating. I love everything that GDQ stands for, and I hope to run in an event soon. Keep up the amazing runs, everyone, and remember, those animals are an evil plague upon the universe. Do not waste the time. Kill the animals. It's a speed run for a reason, right? $50 from Logan A. Undertale is a beautifully crafted piece of art, and the boss of the Genocide run is truly the cherry on top. Shoutouts to all the runners and organizers for their hard work and determination. We are filled with determination. $15 from Anonymous. I only got into watching runs this past year. Found out about AGDQ a few days ago, and here I am watching AGDQ 2017 live. You've made a wonderful community and are supporting a truly awesome cause. Hard work obviously does pay off. There's a $10 anonymous donation. The GDQs have been mainstays in how I spend the new year and midsummer for the past few years. I try to donate whenever I can, and while it's not much, put this towards the Undertale Genocide boss. Just a couple of prizes you can win if you donate a minimum amount. There's the PS4 Pro VR bundle with 10 games included if you donate a minimum of $75. That beautiful AGDQ Hail to the King banner you see on your screen now for $50. And the N64 t-shirt and backpack for a minimum bid of $10. There's a $15 donation from SJ Chris. Cancer has hit me hard this last year. This is for you, Uncle Denny, Bobby, and Sam. Let's beat cancer. $75 from Meet the Sheep. Lost my aunt a few months ago because of cancer. Please, guys, no more. Stay strong and we will beat it. $100 from Pogo. Great event as always. Thanks to everyone involved in the GDQs. This is going towards the Super Metroid rotation and killing the animals. Gotta save those frames. $10 from Haywire. Hello, how's everyone doing? Great to see such a great event put together for a good cause. This goes to Metroid rotation. Also, can we get another Waluigi? You know what to do. Yeah, there we go. $50 anonymous donation. I just read the words Time Cop and cutscenes and stopped thinking. So take my money and keep doing these games of awesome quickness. And $10 from Internal Haircut. First time donating, can't not for this great cause. Y'all are crushing it. Awesome to see gamers coming together like this. Sega bass fishing was bonkers. Papa bless. In case you were wondering, on an update with the save versus kill the animals for the Super Metroid run, we are currently at $19,038 for kill the animals and $10,738 for save. It's a difference of almost $8,300. So if you want to save those animals, you better get your money in while you still can. Still plenty of time though. Got a $25 anonymous donation. Words just can't phrase how much I enjoy watching GDQ, and what's more, it's all for a good cause. Shout out to my boy Illusory, and of course, greetings from Germany. And with that, I think we're ready for the Rocket Robot on Wheels tournament. Or it's not a tournament, a run. So I'm gonna toss this over to you, mashystrr.
You guys ready for some N64?
Woo!
Woohoo! All right, I'm gonna start on 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Rocket Robot on Wheels for the N64. I'm assuming a lot of you don't know what this game is. It's a collectathon style platformer. I'm gonna be going around collecting all these tickets. It's in a theme park. And right there, you got the first ticket there.
Hardest one.
Little nerves at the start there, but we're good here. This guy over here, he's named Tinker. He's the park's mechanic. He's gonna open up the first world for us. He's also gonna be giving us moves later on. We're gonna collect some tokens for him.
So sorry.
Now, as I enter Clowny Island, which is the first world here, there is a text box that's gonna appear. If I pause on the right frame, I'll skip it like that.
There you go. That seems about 10 seconds and is literally frame perfect, so got there.
Now, there's more text boxes that I can skip by pausing. The first token that I pick up here, again, it's a text box.
A lot of the skips and glitches and tricks that happen in the speedrun are basically because of pausing and doing things in the pause menu. There's also a mash he's going to be getting later on that will allow for some really cool tricks too.
So that right there is a machine part. There's 7 in each world, and when you bring it to the console, it'll activate another part of the world that you can go to, and it'll also give you another ticket. So we didn't mention what the place we're in is called right now. And this is Beware. So there are some bees here. I think this game has a lot of puns in them.
It does. Every single one of the levels is a pun.
So that guy, he just stole my screw from me, but I can steal it right back. I'll bring 4 screws over to this console here, and it'll activate the thing there. But we won't be going there for a little bit.
some of these tickets that you have to get can really screw you over.
One of the main movement mechanics in this game is grappling. So there's a lot of places that you can grapple onto and just make your way around. And if you notice right there, I jumped through that ticket into the machine part, and it only did the one animation. Jumping through things delays the animation until you land, and that's going to be useful a lot later on.
So the midway room that he was just in has a ticket in it, which is like the 66th slowest ticket, I guess, out of the 65 that you need to complete the game. So it's definitely easier than the alternative. So I guess we'll see how you do on the Pyramid Scheme rings.
Well, that screw took forever to go in. So here is our first vehicle. It's the hot dog car.
The Dune Dog.
It can jump and
Nice.
allow me to get onto that crate there.
That thing under the pier right there is a health power-up, and that'll, if he picks it up, it'll give him an extra hit point, but it does like a crazy long animation and explains what it is, and there's a text box, and it just takes forever. So generally, Mashy's gonna skip a lot of those.
Yeah. He'll pick them up when he can, especially if he can skip the text and the animation for them. It's because he's going to need a lot of health for the later levels in the game.
So we collected enough tokens to get our first move, which is called Slam. This allows me to pick up crates and slam them into the ground. Also, I can use it to destroy enemies. And right here, I can skip the animation for picking up that machine part by slamming the crate after I hit it.
Ah, rings. The best. There's a ring ticket in every level, and it just involves going through the right sequence of rings in the right order. Something that not a lot of N64 games did. I can't really think of too many other N64 games where you have to go through rings in the right order in a small amount of time.
Yeah, I can't think of one at all.
It is an incredibly innovative mechanic.
I wish they made more games like that.
Ooh, didn't get the honk.
Now coming up, I'm about to race a Corn on the Cob car around the island, and he is a jerk. He'll think that you're cheating a lot if you go out of bounds of the race, or if he gets stuck. So I'm gonna try and stay within the bounds and also be collecting a bunch of stuff while doing the race.
You don't really have to follow the candy corn trail, but you gotta stay kind of close to it a little bit.
Like I can go over here and get these tokens. And then this rock, he almost always gets stuck on that rock, so I have to kick it away. And if he does get stuck, he'll be like, you know what, I'm stuck, let's end the race, let's start over. This isn't fair.
Really took a lot of time programming his AI correctly. Well, we can't get the AI to work, so I guess when it messes up, we'll just screw the player over. What do you know?
So coming up here, I'm gonna finish bringing the screws to the console, and then we're gonna make a roller coaster.
If you didn't know, this is actually how they make roller coasters in real life.
Again, I could skip that text right there by pausing on the right frame, but I obviously didn't.
You end up having to wait for the roller coaster animation anyway, of it panning the camera around, so it doesn't save that much time.
So after making that roller coaster, I get a ticket, and then I have to make another roller coaster. This time it's going to be with some hills and some spins. And this is probably a good time for a donation.
Yeah, we've got a $10 donation from Anonymous towards the Metroid rotation and the fight against cancer. And a $10 donation from Tilavar. I don't cash this month, but figured I could skip lunch to try to help where I can. Love the Battle Clash run and love seeing people work for positive change. Keep up the good work. $30 from Flibble. Thanks for all the great runs. And $30 from QC. Keep up the good work, everyone, and good luck to the runners. $51 from Good Guy Trotsky, second year donating. Keep up the good work, everyone. And $20 from Skittles. Keep up the great job, guys. Really appreciate all the donations.
So now with the roller coaster done, I have all the machine parts that I need to activate the machine. So I'm going to go over to the console. If you have played this game before, you probably know that the inside of the T-Rex is one of the worst places in the game.
It's a clever little tech skip there. If you run into the machine console and the health pack at the same time, you health pack text while the machine animation is playing.
The soundtrack for this game is just so good. It really is. It's jazzy and it's got synth organs. It's more things than organs.
So the inside of the T-Rex is basically just a big platforming section. You can make that jump, it's just very difficult. I'll just wait here. If I make that jump, I can get on this elevator on the first cycle. But even then, I still have to grab that token and then get back up here. So getting that first cycle is still pretty good.
Yeah, being able to grab the token there and then get up to the platform is incredibly pursuit.
There's some little movement nuances to Rocket too that if you haven't played the game, you probably don't know. But people that have played the game probably noticed it, that if you make a big jump and then you land, Rocket is basically made out of shocks. Like his whole body is a shock. So when he lands, he like kind of collapses into himself to absorb the shock. And like, it's really weird. You can't jump if he's collapsing, so there's this weird timing mechanic to jumping over and over again. So a lot of times you might see Mashy like do a little hop and then readjust and do things like that. The movement in this game is actually a really weird feeling. It takes a while to get used to, but after you get used to it, it's pretty straightforward.
Now this is probably the worst part. Okay, I did it. If you miss one of those tokens on the back of the T-Rex there, you have to go all the way back through, and it's not a good time. So one of the things about this game is that each of the worlds is blocked off by collecting a different move. So I needed Slam to open up that key to open up the gate. And then the next one, I'm going to need the next move, and so on and so forth. So I'm collecting these tokens. I'm going to need 650 by the end in order to get all the moves that I need.
Nice thing about this game too is that it doesn't suffer from Banjo-Kazooie syndrome when it comes to collectibles. As soon as you pick up a token in a level, you have that token and you're done, and you can die or leave or do anything, and that token will still be collected, which is really nice because there's some really weird, like one token hidden in all the levels in weird places.
That puzzle right there is just looking at the bottom boards and getting them in the right color order.
The order is always the same. It's blue, purple, green, red, yellow. It's burned into my mind after playing this game for 10 years.
Coming up here is a pretty tricky jump. I'm going to try and eject out of the hover splat here, bounce off the wall, and get up onto that platform there. But the backup here is to do this little hover. So in order to access the next part of the world, I need to collect 3 medallion pieces. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing here. Also, over here, I'm going to be painting some statues. I can snipe the heart on my way down, like that.
Cold-blooded kill.
Oh, that missed? Really? And now it doesn't want to paint. There's like a slight delay between when you first person and shoot the paint.
Use the extra height that you can get from the little ramp in the back there to boost yourself into the machine part, because if you grab a machine part, take it or else upgrade while you're in a vehicle, you won't get an animation.
Here I'm going to try and jump out of the hover splat and leave it on the ground. There's a temple that's going to rise out of the ground here. I'm going to land on the roof and hopefully... don't know if it's going to fall. It looks like it wants to. I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see when we come out of the bottom of the temple.
Not a huge deal, it just means that it's going to be a slower walk back up that hill we came down on.
So since this is any %, I don't have to collect a lot of stuff in here. I just do a quick fall down and collect a couple tokens. And let's see if our ride's waiting for us.
You're supposed to go up that, by the way. You're not supposed to
Nope.
jump off and land where the temple rises up.
Well, by using
Okay,
your
so-
extra momentum from grabbing the ticket, get up to the top of it.
Coming up here, we have a blind guard. He's wearing glasses, so he's not all that blind. But as long as we paint ourselves the correct color of the guard uniform, he'll think that we're also a guard, and he'll let us in to grab the ticket there. And there's text. You can skip that. The text is like right at the base of the stairs there.
This level's called Paint Misbehavin'. The first level's called Clowny Island, which is basically Coney Island with a bunch of clowns in it. So all the level names are basically puns. The next level's name is my favorite. We'll get there in a little bit.
The name is your favorite. The level is
Not.
Yeah, the level is a little difficult.
pretty D tier.
So right here, I'm getting the double jump upgrade. This is probably one of the most useful things in the game. Every time that Rocket does a double jump, he says woohoo. So you're going to be hearing that a lot throughout the rest of the run.
Don't worry, we'll point it out for you.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Now here, I'm going to do a precise throw
Nice
to
ride.
throw the sheep under the dock there. Normally, you're supposed to go into the water and then release the sheep, and sheep float underwater, so it goes into the switch that's there.
So that vehicle is called the Finbot, and it controls better left to right when you're in first person, and it controls better up and down when you're in third person, so it's just your camera view to control it optimally.
And I'm sure you're already tired of hearing woohoo.
Apparently not.
I guess not.
But there's plenty more where that came from, don't worry.
So that little ledge right there, you're barely able to make it up with a double jump, but you're supposed to grab a sheep and take the sheep and stick it onto the wall there.
Very nicely executed damage cancel there too. If you take damage before you hit the ground after grabbing something, it'll cancel the animation for it. Obviously, only do this a limited number of times though before you send
Yeah,
that
I
back.
should be at 1 HP now.
You are, you are.
This same thing happened in my practice run earlier, where I had the green helmet, but the body was back to normal. It was really weird. I don't know exactly how it happened, but for whatever reason, now when I go underwater in this world, it's not going to change my helmet back to normal.
Yeah, normally if you get soaked in water, it'll wash the paint off of you, which is going to come into play in the final level.
See, it's still green here. Don't know exactly how that happened, but it's pretty cool.
Yay.
More rings.
Woohoo! Maybe I have time for a quick donation.
Yeah.
Sweet. There's a $25 donation. Hey guys, ST Tanner 93 here. Had to donate during my boy Mashy's run. Why was the robot angry? Because someone kept pushing its buttons. Greetings from Germany. Put the money towards runner's choice.
Classic German humor, thank you.
So all the damage that I've been taking so far has been intentional, and that's leading up to a death orb right at the end here. So, and when you die, you get sent back to the beginning of the world, and I can just leave from there. Really? Why are you over there?
But like Patty mentioned, you don't actually lose anything when you die. You just get sent back to the beginning, so it's a very easy way to travel from the far end of this level to the very beginning, so that you can leave very quickly.
Now, super secret ticket right back here. It's so secret that Tinker told me about it when I got the double jump upgrade.
Hopefully you were reading.
Now over here you can see there's a 15 ticket button. That's going to open up the next world, and in order to get it, I need a double jump. So the progression is there.
For that next one, we need to find a way to walk on water.
Not quite.
So I'm not going in just yet. There's a secret up here. And it's slightly faster to fall in the pit there than to go out the exit.
This level's name will blow your mind. It's called mind blowing.
Do you get it? Mind-blowing. It's like,
Mine.
like mind-blowing, but it's a mine.
Woohoo! So I'm being targeted by like everything right now.
Those vacuum cleaners are out for blood.
Right here is the mischievous mushroom. You have to do a Mario-style triple jump to be released from its grasp. You have to do it over and over again, because doing it once isn't enough.
And their sound effects are just really pleasing. Horrible.
Really cool sequence break coming up right here.
Whoa, that was close.
It's really quick to try it again. You just go straight through this room. The current helps you through faster.
Normally, to get behind that statue, you have to go into a different room and blow up some stuff. I don't know why
Nice.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
That
Good.
cuts out the majority of the backtracking in this level.
Good old whoopee.
For whatever reason, I was like bonking my head on the side there.
Really cool death warp coming up right here. Nice.
Perfect.
There's a, when you bomb that floor, there's like a switch down in there, but since it's so far into the level, it's really fast to take a bomb with you and blow yourself up, and your corpse, more or less, can still activate and collect things. So that was hard. Also, I was talking. So he collected the ticket and hit a switch that activated this elevator and warped back to the beginning of the level, which is closer to the elevator.
Made that even more difficult. There's a purple token in there too, so you need to hit the floor with a bomb, bounce yourself into the purple token, and then into the switch.
And then bringing the bomb down the elevator while this mushroom's trying to get at you, and everything's all bouncy in this game, so even while you have your tractor beam on the bomb, it's like waving up and down as the elevator starts moving. And if the bomb touches anything, it explodes. So you have to bring it all the way from the beginning, down the elevator, throw it at that wall. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest tickets to get casually.
So probably one of the hardest ones in the speedrun.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's stupid.
Yeah. You're trying to do it quickly, and you just, the bomb brushes up against something, and you lose a minute or so.
This level rocks.
It also rolls. So I have to go through this room twice because there's 2 walls in my way. And I gotta watch out for the boulders because sometimes there's a stray boulder that just like goes straight for you.
Nice.
Oh, so close. You can get into the loading zone from that ticket there.
It's a really tough one.
You can clip into these little alcoves right here. There's collectibles inside. You don't need to grab a bomb to blow them up. You can just kind of mash Rocket's face into it until it goes through the wall.
Yeah, because of the way that he scrunches his body up, his hitbox will change and be able to push himself slightly through things. So we're going to be able to do that a little bit later, more easily with the ice beam.
Spoilers.
I apologize for spoiling the speedrun. The vacuum cleaners are relentless.
Let's hope this vacuum cleaner cooperates here. Okay. He's on a good cycle. Okay.
Always check.
Always check. If you don't check and go all the way up there and realize that the wall's still not broken, it's the worst.
Woohoo.
Yeah!
Rocket's just excited to be here.
Yeah,
Just-
he's always excited.
Stoked about saving the theme park.
Yeah. Woohoo! Whee! So the normal way to get this this ticket here is you're supposed to use the beam lift, which is that thing that lifted the cage before. You're supposed to bring some of those boxes around and make a little platform for you to go up.
Every level has a vehicle, and Mind-Blowing's vehicle is that big googly-eyed beam lift car, and it's like the most underwhelming thing
You use it
ever.
for 2 seconds.
So
Yeah.
you get in, you move one box, you move a thing, and then you're done.
So right there, I got Freeze Ray, and Freeze Ray is by far the best move in the game. And you're about to see why.
Kill the dinosaurs. Rocket robot on wheels.
So you remember how there's animations after you collect tickets? Well, that's not a thing anymore. If you use the freeze ray after you collect something before you hit the ground, it cancels the animation completely. So right there, use it again.
See, before this point, we can do it with Slam, but Slam requires you to be holding an object. Freeze Ray, you can just do it anytime. So now, pretty much every single ticket machine apart for the rest of the game is in Freeze Ray after grabbing and skip every animation.
Also, I want to give a quick shout out to the 502 crew. Now, this right here is completely unintended. You're not supposed to be able to stand on the ice platforms as they rise up from the ground. You're supposed to go from the edge of the water and slowly make your way across. But there's a small window when you're underwater where you can jump on the platform as you create it.
There are a lot of puzzles, platforming puzzles, obstacles, whatever you want to call them in this game, that involve basically juggling, making an ice platform, jumping on it, making another one, and there's water currents and obstacles on the surface, and if you fall off, then you fall too far down the water, and it's just a nightmare, and being able to jump on the ice platforms unintended and just ride them up. Like,
This is a really hard puzzle. Very hard.
saves a lot of time.
Okay, I got it. If you time that just right, you can re-grab the nose and instead of falling all the way down.
Who knows why that works?
Benny is on point today with these puns. I need to step up my game.
That's the ticket. It's the freest one. Not even proud of it.
Man, this ticket is all screwed up.
I usually get screwed over by this one. Sometimes they'll just decide to peace out and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, I've had a suicidal screw before. He just jumps over the side. He'll eventually respawn, but you waste time.
All right, Arabian Flights.
One of the best songs, one of the best vehicles. There's actually a really important trick coming up in about 10 seconds or so if we could just have quiet for a little bit, that'd be good. I'm just kidding, it's all routing, there's no tricks. There's nothing really exciting about this level. It's just flying around on a carpet collecting everything.
I mean, the end is kind of exciting.
Yeah,
but-
that's true. That's true.
But for the most part, you're just collecting a bunch of tokens and just going around, flying around, pretending you're Aladdin.
This game's great. There are a lot of tickets, obviously, in every level. It's like a good portion of the alphabet of tickets. And when you look at, like, there's a menu with all the tickets, and you can kind of see, like, hints on where to find them and what to do for them. And most of them are puns, more or less, which is great. Like, this game's just full of puns. Like,
Ready to rock.
Are you ready to rock? The one that was in that hidden door in the main Whoopi World area just says get to the bottom of things. And it's like underneath Whoopi. This game's just incredibly clever. I wish I was clever.
So a lot of the movement in the carpet is just bonking into things and recoiling out.
Because of the way momentum works in this game, it's actually faster to turn around by hitting something and then using the backwards momentum you get to start your new direction.
It's Mashy's favorite part.
This is my favorite puzzle in the entire game. You have to jump over these tiles in order so that all of them fall and you get to the end. But for some reason, I always fall. But we didn't do it today.
Not when it matters.
Like I was saying earlier about the recoil when you land and not being able to jump like right away, that becomes really hard during that section because the camera's fixed at like an overhead view, so you can't really see how Rocket's bouncing as well. So if he's still moving down and you try and jump and you have to keep your momentum, then you just run straight off or roll, I guess, straight off one of the platforms, and it's super frustrating.
So this room has magnets. I don't know how magnets work, but I do know how to hover on boxes. I think it's the same thing. Is that how magnets work? You just kind of jump on a box repeatedly?
So much
Sounds
contract
right.
ICP.
That'd be a
That was
good
fun
time.
with magnets without magnets.
That'd be a good time for donations for a little bit.
Yeah, we can do a quick donation.
Yeah, we've got a $75 donation from Drea Shard. The last few runs have been very entertaining. Here's to more bass fishing and future AGDQs. This goes to the Metroid rotation run. Let's make it happen. And one more quick one. $50 donation from French person, V. Varpton. Thanks for helping the cause, guys. As a cancer survivor, that warms my French heart.
So here, I hope you know your color wheel, because you need to go in color order under these orbs.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I never noticed that. And I always just went by the amount of clicks that the game makes when you fly under the orbs.
So that's how you know you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was really early on that.
That was rude. Ran right in.
So by doing that part fast enough, I was able to hit the cycle of the eagle where he dives. And that's the easiest part where you can grab the ticket from behind him. I have exactly 650 tokens, which is enough to get my final loot. I guess I really didn't explain how advancing text works in this game. You can't just mash. You have to kind of hold down the A button and then quickly release it and repress it, because holding down A speeds up the text.
Mash. That's your name.
I had to make a pun somewhere. And that switch, I was supposed to go up and step on the switch, but using the grapple aim, I was able to hit it from below.
So this weirdly designed elevator has like a single eye and the two little eyebrow eyelash things.
There we go. So you're not supposed to get up to this part from that way. You're supposed to go through this fake wall, which is conveniently, like, there's a hint there because there's 3 tokens pointing at it.
Even though he has enough tokens to get all of those in the game, so that we drop the tokens in the overworld to get the meta ticket if you get forget all of the tokens.
Getting that area in one cycle is pretty difficult because you have to do like a jump under a platform to grab that token and then quickly jump back and land on the platform before it rotates its way too far. It's not a big deal if you miss it, but this area is kind of like an auto-scroller. So just keep woohoo. The more woohoos we get, the better. Whee!
This level's amazing. I love this level.
This level is called Food Fright. It's a mix of candy and monsters. I think I prefer to call it Halloween. So I can use the grapple aim to grab onto the spider leg here. You're normally supposed to wait for the machine to be activated and then the spider legs start moving around. But there's just enough space where you can grab onto it and get that ticket there. And you remember those mushrooms from before? Well, now they're marshmallows.
Mushrooms.
They work exactly the same way, complete with exactly the same sound effects.
Thank goodness for that.
And that's the first instance of a freeze ray boost. You can use the freeze ray to boost up a little bit higher than you normally would be able to. Both out of the mushrooms and some boost platforms that you'll see a little bit later on. And obviously, this scale is supposed to look for the certain weight. It's supposed to get enough candy to put on there, but I can use my body and this enemy, who really likes me for some reason.
It's been following you a shocking amount of time.
Milk River there has a surprisingly strong current.
So the gimmick with this world is that all of the machine parts are on the first floor, and then that activates the spider arms to start moving, and it allows you to access the higher levels in this area.
This level is basically 3 levels. You have to do the first level to make it the second level. After the second level, make it the third. And then there are straws everywhere that kind of suck you up and take you between levels. It's like fast traveling, kind of. Really cool level.
And those eyes on the monster, they follow you.
This level's filled with eyes that follow you. Every eye in this game is programmed the same and just follows you. It's really, really creepy, but they're all googly eyes, so.
I'm pretty sure you can just barely grab onto that one spider as it's going up.
You can't beat it to be very, very fast.
So floor 2, we got more rings. So we can do another quick donation.
Yeah, we've got a, sorry, let's put this in. $15 anonymous donation. Also, see Rocket at AGDQ, definitely one of the top games of my youth. Good luck, runner.
So the food fight and pyramid scheme always freak me out when I'm watching any percent, because I primarily run 100%, and every time it just misses a token, leaves one behind. It's like, oh, what are you doing? We don't need those anymore at all. 2 levels.
Yeah, the only tokens that I actually need are the ones in the overworld, because I'm going to collect all of them in the overworld, and I'll get the ticket for doing that.
This is technically like the last level of the game, except for the like the boss level. But you can expand it. That was a skip just there.
Yeah, here, the game wants you to feed a troll. I really don't want to feed the trolls.
Don't feed the trolls, kids.
That's a public service announcement. Just don't feed the trolls.
But I'm hungry. I always try to explain things during like the worst times. So.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
That's okay.
This is the technical last, like, actual level of the game. We're going to be going back to the second to last level afterwards, just 'cause it's better routing that way. So the rings in this section were basically, instead of going through with the vehicle, like most rings in the other levels, the game just goes back and basically tests you on how well you know how to woohoo around with Rocket by himself, which is, I thought was pretty cool.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick safety here, and I'm gonna go down this chute. This is a fast travel back up to the 3rd floor. I'm also going to kill this enemy so I'm at full HP. Because coming up here, I'm going to start taking a lot of damage for another Death Orb. But I also need to do a couple skips while I'm taking the damage, so let's hope it goes well.
Lovely.
Little does anyone know that this is actually the first Shadow of the Colossus demo.
Kind of awkward to implement the grit meter with a wheel.
And here I don't have enough tokens to enter this vehicle, but if I pause at the right time, I can skip the text and it'll allow me in.
Oh, that was perfect.
And by doing a little setup there, I can get over that pulsing artery and completely skip going around the inside of this monster.
I love that he still makes sound effects after you like die and he falls to the ground. Ow!
That's probably the scariest skip in the game.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, if that goes wrong, you end up with way too little health to get through the rest of it.
Level's called Pyramid Scheme. So good.
There's a giant pyramid in the middle.
This level's gimmick is basically there's like a light world and a dark world, more or less. There's a light pyramid and a dark pyramid. You usually go to the dark pyramid to find the combination for this right here to open it, but it's the same every single time, so as soon as you know it, you can just do it.
I have forgotten it an embarrassing amount of times.
Yeah, sometimes I do it in the wrong order and I'm completely screwed up. And
Yeah, because the way you memorize how to do it, you just memorize what buttons to press, and then if you hit one accidentally, it's like, oh no, what's the actual solution?
This is a nightmare casually. This is how you get all the machine parts, and it's just one big timed platforming thing after another. And it's this huge sequence that if you fall down at any point, you have to restart it.
Yeah, mashystrr is making the platforming look easy in this game, but it's really not with all the momentum-based physics. It's really easy to get too much speed, slip off of something, not make it something.
that was pretty close there. But yeah, this game has a lot of momentum. The physics engine in this game is really good for an N64 game.
Rocket does take a long while, relatively speaking, for platformers to get to full speed so that you can make a maximum length jump. So you have to keep going on all those jumps. So if you mistime any of the jumps there, you can't stop. You can kind of regain what you're doing.
So I just did one of the hardest puzzles in the game. It's one of those tile puzzles where you flip the tiles and the ones around it move.
Yeah, it's called Lights Out, I think.
But the ticket is cleverly hidden right underneath the water there. And you're able to just jump and grab it.
That was another ice boost there by doing the freeze ray, ice beam, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the
Freeze ray. Off that big boosted jump thing, it actually sends him way higher than intended. He just skipped going around the side of the pyramid and walking on ice over to that ticket.
Whenever you use the freeze ray, it coils Rocket's hitbox down, which is why he was able to clip into the troll in the previous level. He's getting extra light boosts.
And now that we've activated the machine, we're in the night world here. It's basically the same world, except instead of water, there's lava everywhere. And these jumps are very tricky here. You're not supposed to be able to do this, but you can kind of spin around and make your way up here. I'm just gonna skip it for now. I can just do it normally, just like that. Saves a very minimal amount of time if you do it, but it looks pretty cool.
lava this level.
Yeah. C minus.
Will I rise to
passed.
the occasion?
Ooh.
I think so.
So normally you need to go all the way around that room in a big lab, but you can just skip straight to pretty much the very end of it by jumping upwards.
And here's the coolest vehicle in the game. It's a motorcycle with bat wings. And you can tell that like the momentum is very, very weird with this vehicle. You lose all your acceleration as soon as you pull the bat wings out. So you kind of have to know exactly what you're going to be doing once you pull out the wings. And coming in here, there's a lot of lava, but if you jump on that rock at just the right time as it's coming up, you can just skip the entire room.
That was a hot strat. Gunning for that A rank fun. I can do it. I just gotta find, wait for it, a real ringer.
F minus minus.
On that note, do you have time for a donation real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 905 says, huge thanks to Mashy and the 502 for being some of the nicest sweet pals out there. $5 donation.
Got time for a few more.
All right, yeah. Dexter129, $25. Here's a little something for the Super Metroid rotation incident. Having a blast watching all the runs. $10 from Anonymous. Playing Rocket Robot was the last thing I ever did with my cousin who passed from cancer over 15 years ago. Ever since, I've been trying to figure out what the game was since I was very young. I knew she would enjoy watching this today. Thanks and good luck, runner. $10 from Dave Caster. I loved Rocket back in the day. Great to see it being a run. Keep up the good work, Mashy. Greetings from the UK.
So if you space that right, it's like a really easy way to turn around. How much HP do I have?
This is a pretty tough depth warp coming up here.
I was going to skip the death warp by doing just a bomb boost to get up here, but I'm going to do the other strat because I don't trust myself doing this death warp. So
It's reasonable. It's really precise. You need to pretty much perfect angle and distance.
And obviously, if you miss it,
You're missing
Die.
die. You have to go all the way back to this area.
Yeah,
and grab
so-
the ticket again.
what you can do there is you can use the bomb to propel your dead body into that ticket. But if you mess up the angle at all, you have to make your way all the way back there, and it just loses a lot of time.
messing up that trick can really blow up in your face.
So that should be 65 tickets, which will access the final world here, which is called JoJo's World. And this is pretty much a gauntlet through all of the previous worlds.
Dive off the end of the platform there to skip the dialogue.
This is something I'm really big fan of in this game, is how there's not really any bosses or anything, and it's just like the final challenge is basically putting you through a gauntlet of what you learned in every level. So like these are the logs from Beware in the first level, and then an egg yolk from something. Things can spiral out of control pretty quickly here.
God bless America.
And I don't want to make any political remarks there. Okay. That grapple point has been trolling me all afternoon, so I'm glad I made it there.
Alright, so here you need to paint yourself again to get past the guard. Actually, what are you doing? You need to paint yourself to get past the guard.
You're supposed to paint yourself? I didn't even know that.
You didn't? What?
I thought you just boost up there. Like, isn't that how you're supposed to do it normally?
They call these fan.
It's weird. So that boost back there is tricky. You need to jump basically at the same time as you hit the ball.
Sometimes when you fall from like a really high distance, it'll just eat an input and it'll automatically give you a double jump. But if I just wait a second there, it'll allow me to get past. And I think he was being a bro today, so I'm gonna call that my #1 fan.
Trying to grapple with these terrible bumps.
That one was literally on the screen. You can't do that.
So remember how water puzzles are in the game? Yeah, that's a puzzle.
See ya.
And I don't know how these platforms actually move around.
I don't either. I don't think anybody does.
Like, not even like a how do magnets work joke. Like, it makes no sense how these things move in the
they
game.
just don't make any sense. And more magnets. Do I know how they work now? No, still don't know how they work.
Now that was a magnets how do they work joke.
Hey, even more magnets. But I got this nice little box here.
This next skip is brought to you by Half-Life 2. Nice, second try.
So I have to wait there, otherwise the rock is too far away for me to jump onto.
They kind of spring this next obstacle on you.
I can skip that first platform, but you have to do a freeze boost, and it's also not very marathon safe if you die here. Because if you die at all in JoJo's World, you get sent back to the very beginning of it. So I've been trying to take this a little safer than I normally do. Now,
The most exciting part of the speedrun.
this is my favorite puzzle in the game because you're using your wheel to rotate the platform underneath you. And it's not used anywhere else in the entire game. And you just wait here while it rotates. And suddenly, giant spider. So the thing with the giant spider is that its legs are weak to bombs, so you can just blow its legs off.
Most spiders are immune to bombs.
But just the legs are weak to the bombs. The rest of the spider he's immune.
You're supposed to blow up all 8 legs and go all the way around, but you just jump onto his back after the first one. Yeah, these handles are an absolute nightmare. The camera is just awful.
Yeah, the camera is constantly rotating, and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, with the camera rotating and the handles also rotating at the same time, it makes it incredibly hard to see where you are relative to the next one.
Like, this one I'm probably gonna wait just for it to line up. There we go.
A lovely camera rotation sound effect.
Yeah. And you can hear him mashing it just because he has to keep correcting for the camera rotating.
And here we come up to the final boss.
We're gonna need some serious time for this.
Yeah.
This is a really tough boss.
This is the hardest boss like
In
in
video games.
all of video games.
Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
And yeah, so we got about a minute of just standing on this ball here. And we're just standing. We're gonna help the ball along, let it rotate. And yeah. Eventually it'll pick up some speed.
How about a few donations in the meantime?
Eventually. Maybe. Okay, here we go.
Now we're getting somewhere.
We're just rolling along.
Rolling around at the speed of
The speed of smell. So close.
giant
No.
plate of.
Do not want. And that's
And time. So actually, that is a PB.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what all that practice will get you.
Yep.
more
I want to just give a quick shout out to the 502 crew. A shout out to my couch back here. And a big shout out to the games committee for finally accepting Rocket to AGDQ.
I've been submitting
Yes.
this run since AGDQ 2013.
And I was like right behind him.
Yeah, we've both been submitting it. It's never gotten in until today, so it's really cool to see this game here finally in 2017
And
as the only N64 run.
the only N64 run. And the funny thing about this game is that you don't get the credits until you get 100%.
Yep,
So
47 IGT is pretty good.
let's go show the credits off.
If you have a way to play this game, definitely try it out. There are a lot of tickets and little hidden things and all the puns you can see. Definitely worth giving the game a play.
Yeah.
So this is the credits room. All the developers are little screws and they have their heads on them. And on the ground, you can see it says Sucker Punch, who made the game. They also made the Sly Cooper series and Infamous series. So yeah, if you've never played this game before, I recommend you check it out. And hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon.
All right, yeah, guys, give it up for Mashy there.